Good evening, everyone. Welcome to January 9th, 2024, Ascension Drainage District Number 1 meeting. I'll call to order and the roll call. Ms. Secretary, everyone is present, all 11 of us. I'm going to ask Mr. Arsenault again to lead us in the invocation first, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
God, thank you again for tonight, for the Parish of Ascension. We pray that you would bless our decisions and our actions, and that we would serve our public well. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, yeah. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Arsenault. All right, item number 3. Election of our chair and vice chair for drainage. Again, I'll remind everyone what we'll do is I'm just sitting here as the council chairman because we do not have a returning chairman. I'm gonna open the dais for nominations. If there's more than one nomination, we will go commissioner by commissioner and say the name of the person we support for chair, and we will repeat that for vice chair. So I will open the floor for nominations for chairman of Ascension Consolidated Gravity Drainage District Number 1. And, yep, Mr. Mason?
My name's not in front of my. I'd like to nominate Blaine PT for chair, please.
Okay. We have a nomination for Mr. Blaine PT. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none? So moved. All right. At this point, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and knock out the vice chair, and then we'll play our musical chairs. All right, I will open the floor for nomination of vice chair for the Drainage Commission, and I'm gonna nominate Mr. Michael Mason. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, so moved. All right, congrats, both of you guys. Give me a little round of applause. All right, if y'all bear with us for 1 minute, we're gonna play some musical chairs.
I'm live. All right.
You're live.
All right, next on the agenda, number 4, public comments period. Additions to agenda. Do we have any public comments?
No. If they want to do a public comment, tell them to fill out a red or green card.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Yeah, if you want to do a public comment, please fill out a card, red or green.
Item 5? Yeah.
All right, item 5, acceptance of minutes.
Just trying to help them out, bro. You have a motion from Joel for accepting it?
All right, a motion from Joel Robert. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All right, second from Mr. Mason. Any objection, any questions? There are none.
Okay.
Number 6, chairman's report and announcements. Do we have anything there?
Do you?
I do not. I do appreciate you guys voting me on. But District 8, guys, you know, is always a hot topic with drainage and flooding. So I do appreciate the support I got from you guys because it is something that I do hold near and dear. I do appreciate it, guys. Thanks.
Chair, if I may.
You got it.
I don't, yeah, I'm self-operated over here. Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to all of our crews and let you know that through that weather event, they were very active in pumping, as well as closing the gates and all the structures and manning that through the night. So we have a lot of our staff work through that storm all night long. So just give a shout out to them for keeping us dry and no flooded structures that I know of. And so another great event handled by our staff. So I just wanted to make that note. Thank you, Chair.
All right, moving on to our next section, general business, number 7A, approval of resolution to purchase a 2.2 acre parcel, number 200399709, of property located at 49070 Highway 22. Mr. Ron, do you have anything on that?
I do. Thank you, Commission. Good evening and congratulations to all you newcomers, and welcome back, everybody that's here still. I thought it'd be a good idea to give a purpose or reason behind the item tonight, give you a little bit of justification of why administration and staff recommend moving forward with this purchase. Louisiana Watershed Initiative drainage funding. This project in particular, Highway 22 gapping, consists of some road work and drainage work. If you look down at project description, Highway 22 functions as a barrier, impeding the natural hydrology in the Amite River floodplain in that area. The construction of bridges is needed to allow the flow of water to access available storage in the McElroy Swamp to the south of Highway 22. The project cost is estimated at $41.7 million. That amount of funds has been allocated to the Drainage District and Ascension Parish and Pontchartrain Levee District. So the project has been funded and is currently in conceptual design phase now. This map here in this slide is an inundation map of 2016. If it catches your eye to the center and the north of the slide there, you'll see that inundation of the flood waters from the Amite River Basin. Catch your eye down to the red highlighted area, that's Highway 22. If you notice the elevation, the LIDAR mapping, the greener areas are more higher in elevation. That's how high that water was on the north side of Highway 22, trying to get to the blue areas in the bottom right of the slide. And Highway 22 is functioning as that barrier, preventing that water from seeking its lowest level in the areas that are not populated and a lot of storage capacity is available. So that's the goal, is to get those floodwaters out of the residential areas of our parish. This slide here, if you look down to the center, you see a Bridge 1 and a Bridge 2 call out. This is phase 1 of the project, and what they're going to do is construct some bridges along Highway 22. If you look at the photos that are called out, that's the existing infrastructure under the LA Highway 22. It's very little flowage capacity available in those crossings, which is causing these waters to back up in these big flood events from the Amite. So the proposed project would be several hundred to 1,000 feet of bridges to be constructed to allow those flood waters to get from one side of the road to the other. Already the Drainage District, sorry, I get a little ahead of myself here. Phase 2 is the drainage piece to the north. Once we put the bridges in, you have to get the flood waters to those structures. So there's proposed channel work that will be needed in phase 2, and those waters would be directed to those newly constructed bridges to allow the flood waters to get to that storage to the south of Highway 22. In that process, we, the Drainage District, would inherit the maintenance of this project in the future. So off to the right is another section of channels in the Fish and Frog Bayou area that we've got permitting for, and we've maintained through the center of those channels with our machinery and staff. We will need to do that same process when this project here gets constructed, hence the need to purchase property. And the Drainage District has already acquired some parcels here. If you look at the tracks lot 1A, 1B, and track AH2A, we've acquired that through the district and now own that, and it will help with the process of construction. So what we're looking at now is to the bottom left of the screen, that lot 1A is a lot of wetlands in there. If you notice that LIDAR right up by Highway 22, it's a little bit higher land there, and this parcel ironically came up for sale right here. and it's got a little bit more upland on it, and we're looking at that as part of this resolution tonight to move forward with purchasing it. It would enhance our ability to maintain the life of the project once it's constructed. So this is the lot that's in question in relation to that resolution tonight.
All right, motion by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Malonson. Do I have any questions? Any objections? Motion carries.
Thank you, guys.
All right, number 7, general business 7B, approval of amendment number 6 to services contract skilled laborers with Lifehouse to increase the contract amount by $200,000 to bring the new contract total to not exceed $1,299,500 for labor purposes. The contract term remains through June 2024.
Good afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet all the new faces here. Go ahead and go into my slide. It's the one that's titled Lifehouse for, yeah. All right, so just to give you a quick rundown of what we have spent so far. Oh, you turned it off on me? There we go. There we go. All right, so in the first year that we started in 2021, we spent $80,000, and you could see it's been a relatively steady $500,000 since 2022 and 2023. This has definitely been able to give us a level of service to actually match what is coming in with the call centers, specifically dealing with a lot of the smaller drainage ditches and servitudes that larger tractors and bush hogs can't fit. So we currently have $39,000 remaining on the contract. We're seeking to add $200,000 to it to bring it to its new not to exceed budget.
Got a motion by Mr. Robert, second by Mr. Hillingsbeck. Any questions? I do have one question. Can you give us a little bit better explanation or a little bit more description of Lifehouse in general? We got a lot of new faces out here.
Okay.
Some people might not be familiar with Lifehouse.
All right, the Lifehouse organization is a faith-based, what would be the correct word to describe? Rehabilitation center based out of Donaldsonville. And it does a great job of us being able to basically provide a working interview platform as well as providing level of service to the parish. So far, we've hired, to my knowledge, 3 individuals from this program to DPW. So it's been overall a very good win-win for us to give these guys that need a step in the right direction, that have made choices in the past, and also benefits the parish greatly.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Mr.
Chair,
Turner? Oh, sorry.
Do you mind if I add to that a little bit?
No, not at all.
So this is a program that we utilize for 2 purposes. Number one, there's a common good in what it does for these individuals who are struggling, and it gives them a step up in life. And it's great to go to these graduations and see that in person. So I encourage you all to do that. Second thing is it provides a lot of fill-in gaps for us. A lot of this labor is hand cleaning. A lot of this stuff is very strenuous, and they provide that. If we need more of them, especially in the summer times when our work orders really get really high, we can add to it. In the wintertime, when we need to subtract, we can pull back. And so it gives us a tremendous amount of flexibility with our labor that we don't have with our full-time employees. We just simply can't send them home and not pay them. So this gives us a extreme amount of flexibility, and they often do the work that our employees don't really enjoy doing, which is a lot of hand cleaning and behind the subdivisions where we cannot get equipment and things like that. And you'll see that in some of their presentations later on in some of that work. But you just need to know the important part of that as an organization to be able to fill in those labor gaps that occur throughout the year. That's all, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Turner?
Yeah, I was just kind of feeling as far as what Lifehouse is, because, I see Lifehouse a lot in the court system, especially mainly in the drug court, where a lot of their workers have pending drug charges and they're working for Lifehouse to, stay out of jail, and to show the court system, and more particularly the judge, that they're trying to do the right thing. And it is a very good program. I know Pastor Barry does a good job with it. He brings those individuals back and forth to court and make sure that, they make those court appearances. That's it.
Thank you, Mr. Turner. Mr. Robert?
Yeah, I just wanted to add a little bit of what President Quitmoss said, the benefit for the parish from using the Lifehouse employees. On top of compensating or supplementing our employees during the busy times, it also helps us out as far as our full-time employees that we would have full-time. And that cuts back on your, all of your benefits, all of your extra things that you typically would pay a regular employee. And I think it definitely offsets that benefit for employees, because you're sitting there giving back to the community for what it's doing, and you're helping these guys and hiring within the parish afterward for, people that want to stick around and continue doing the same thing. Gives them something to work toward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. Mr. Vonderdoe?
Yeah, I'm just curious, as far as like how we bill, like how they bill us, is it like an hourly per guy, or is that something you?
It's hourly per man hour.
Okay, I was just curious.
All right, thank you, Mr. Vonderdoe. Any objections? Here are no objections, motion carries. All right, next item, number 8, the drainage report. 8A, drainage monthly report, capital project update. Mr. Jade, what you got?
Good evening, welcome, and congratulations on your seat. We're happy to have you and look forward to working for you over the next 4 years, so thank y'all. This is our December 2023 report. Bear in mind, it is a slow time of the year. We're finishing up a lot of vacations. These guys kind of burn it in the slower season when it's wet and cold, so they don't lose their benefits package. Thank you, Johan. So look, this was a short and quick. I will ask y'all to, after y'all see a little bit of this and soak it in a time or two, if you'd like to give any suggestions on what you would like to see, and maybe we can look into what we are capable of giving you to make this report where you do enjoy it and get what you're asking for. I'm up for that. One of y'all will have my email, maybe can email those suggestions. Be very happy to provide anything that you ask for. So we're just going to keep it short, for today. So work order status, since conception of this work order system, we've had 2,397 work orders. We have completed 1,828 for an overall completion rate of 66%. I wouldn't do my guys any justice if I didn't mention that we went through a hurricane, and for about a year of that we were cleaning up the parish. Did come with a lot of benefit. A lot of the cleanup that we did is a lot of work that we would have had in work orders. So you will see a little shallower completion rate at the moment. We spent a lot of time doing that. So total work orders by department, we keep track of that. We have a minor east Ascension drainage, which we have a minor east and a minor west. It is 2 crews on each. We have a survey crew in one department, and we also have major drainage, a culvert maintenance department, and a waterway department. Culvert maintenance consists of blowing out culverts, removing debris, and getting out there 1 day a week and removing large debris from these ditches. We will be moving into 2024, enhancing that project and kind of moving into more of a maintenance strategy mode. Hopefully see something get better in the next 4 or 5 years and be able to get ahead of the curve of reacting. So we've developed some apps and things like that, and we're going to have more of an inspection process to where we can go and verify that these culverts at the level of service we need, and be able to respond to them in that fact. And in 4 or 5 years, or what it takes to run through the parish, then we'll know how long before we go back and clean that culvert to keep them from reaching 30, 40, and 50% blocked up and keep our waterways open. And we've also got the same thing coming for bridges and bridge debris. That is something we do on two sides. Our transportation crew, I won't go into that, it's not my department, but they do the inspections. Our waterway guys, they will inspect them several times a year for debris, and we try to break that down. That's the life source of getting that water to these pump stations. The faster we can get it, the more we can move through the parish. So these two things here, kind of like Blaine, is dearly to my heart because it is very much about moving water through this parish and everything that we do move forward to enhance, these drainage canals. If we can't get them through these items, we can dig to China. We're not going to get the water to the pump stations. So we're going to work really, really hard in that area this year. Work orders complete. By activity, we do have the availability of break every activity. As we do our work, we code it by activity. So if you want to see particular activities, let me know, and we can tailor this report down. It is such a large report. What I do is I just kind of shrink it to give you an overall idea that we are keeping track of this to see where we are spending most of our time and most of our labor. So that's something that you can suggest if you want to see. You see there, digging roadside ditches is really huge. 269 work orders. Raking culverts, around 137 work orders. So it does give us the ability to come up with statistics. So in December itself, we received 68 new work orders. We completed 61. So there again, for a short staff, we did pretty good. Progress in major drainage, I try to give a little report of this at the end of every session to give you an idea what we're doing on the bigger side, kind of in between our maintenance and what Ron does in capital. So right now we're in the process. We're on hold shredding Panama Canal. We have a machine down. It is our only machine, but hopefully within a month we'll have it back and we'll pick back up on that project. We're digging McKinley-Anderson lateral, Highway 30 to New River. We're setting up to replace box culverts at Joe Boy Road, changing out drainage at Sycamore, Top-Notch Seafood, digging Stevenson lateral, West Road lateral, and Henry Road. And then any dirt we remove, we have a site to dispose of that. What was completed in the month of December, median crossings on I-10. So everything in your Goodine laterals, I know y'all have heard a lot about that. We've been in that area a whole bunch last year. This stuff has to move across that interstate. So we did work with the state, and we're also doing work on our own to make sure that that's dug. And then we also sent a pump truck or work with the state to blow these boxes out to move that water under that interstate to get to these pumping stations. And we've set culvert crossings at Savoy Road to New River. So it gives you an idea kind of what we can report, and from there, I'll take your advice or whatever you'd like. We can move in that direction.
All right, I appreciate your comments. I got a couple questions here, Mr. Mason.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I really don't have a question. I just want to kind of give a shout out to, Jade, yourself, the parish president, and Ron Savoy yesterday. We had a rain event that came through that was, I think we were all kind of bracing for impact, but I was able to kind of get out and check some areas, especially Villa Galvez with that new project that we just completed, and that water was rolling. And I stopped and talked to Mr. Jake Babin, who had water in his yard a couple years ago, and he was over the moon excited. So I want to say thank y'all for going out there and checking on all of our citizens, and thank y'all for the work that y'all been doing. It's showing, and yesterday was a beaming example of what we can do. So thank y'all very much.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mason. Mr. Robert.
Yeah, great job on that, Jade. Y'all had people all over yesterday working. And also, I may be a little presumptuous when I say this, but I feel collectively as a board, we would like y'all to do all the calls for District 2 from the call center first. That'd be great.
So look, guys, I got to throw one at my guys and let y'all know how we're going to kind of operate going off of what you're saying. What I did and looked at on the front side of this was President Quintmall's given us a little attitude to make some really good decisions on our own. We took our team and we took a council map and we took each one of you guys and we split our whole department up and we sent a crew out to each one of your council districts before that storm. That way everybody got attention. And that's what we're looking for in the future here, is no favoritism, but working for the parish of Ascension. And that's what we do.
Thank you, Jay. Way to turn that around.
Thank you, Mr. Robert. Mr. Hillensbeck.
I just want y'all to know, like, I think y'all cured my PTSD about flooding. That project y'all did for my area, like, there was no water. Like, it was like it used to be. So, y'all did an awesome job on that.
Yeah, we have a great team.
I was expecting to get flooded with calls, not one. So, like, I was physically driving around, calling me, hey, you good on that? Nobody had any complaints.
Chair. So as good as yesterday went, understand that each and every storm is different. And we had a break in between two bands where we aggressively got staff to do a lot of different things and take very proactive measures between the two bands to ensure once that ground got wet and you had a lot of moisture on the ground, you're gonna double your runoff because not as much is gonna get soaked into the ground. So we hit it. We're not out of the woods by no means. And understand, like 2021 proved, you can get a rain bomb in any particular area and the system simply can't handle it. So as we pat ourselves on the back, just want to prepare, we're going to have those rain events to where it's going to overwhelm us. And so be prepared for those. And we're going to continue to adjust and continue to make some headway with all the projects we have going on. But the tough questions are coming. The tough times are coming. We're not out of the woods. We got a lot of projects to do and a lot of projects on the books. So we're looking forward to working with each and every one of you as we accomplish those to get in a better place. But I don't want to pretend that we're not going to have flooding problems because we are. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you, Mr. Jade. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, next item, 8B, Vegetation Monthly Report. Mr. Samuel.
All right. Go ahead and get into the report. It's basically a recap of the history of our work order system so far to give you all a quick overview. I don't remember putting that in there. Okay. So quick overview to tell you about our state highway contract. We have 16 different state highway segments in the parish that we're contracted with DOT to cut and pick up litter. You can see these 16 segments on the map. We end up doing 2 cutting services per year, 2 herbicide applications per year. And of course, we try to make sure we do 2 litter pickups before cutting. A lot of times we have to go back after cutting. So right now we're at ground zero. We haven't done anything because it's, January 9th. Soon after this freeze comes in, later this month is probably when we're going to start our first herbicide treatment to get a jump on our spring vegetation coming in. Show y'all some metrics of past history of our call center. You can see 2022 was a fairly heavy year of calls coming in. The blue line being 2023, which was very well. It actually shows our progress of our aggressive maintenance, also with combination of our Lifehouse hand crews to give us a better rate of service. We're actually able to almost keep up with our summertime trends. So moving on. So I greatly coalesced the types of call center requests just to help all of y'all, the new members, understand. Hand cleaning and litter on the left is almost entirely our Lifehouse group. Our roadside and off-road cutting, the third group, that is the core of our staffed group. So you can see it's about neck and neck what comes in for our tractor cutting, almost as just about as much comes in for neighborhood service requests. Of course, you see tree debris removal, limb obstructions of that nature, around 170, and just a few for roadside spraying. So that's our biggest breakdown I can give you to help understand what comes in so far from the call center. our completed work orders for date. This is also just our call center stuff. You can see our green line in 2022, blue in 2023. These graphs are going to show up in my presentations every month, just along with Jade, so the output's going to look similar between our reports. Now, for our internal work orders, this is stuff that we find, that we do, our preventative maintenance. This is our what we have done, and it's the same graph history for what we've done in 2023 and 2022, shown right there in the graph. I've also blocked our main 5 things that we do: hand cleaning and litter, tree debris and removal, parish roadside cutting and spraying, off-road cutting and spraying, and our state contract work order. So this is stuff that me or our supervisors write for stuff that we have to go do with our state contract, or things that they find and go do on their own as they're going through the parish. Does anyone have any questions?
No questions? All right, thank you very much. That'll bring
Thank
us into our last item, adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
All right. Motion by Mr. Varnado, second by Ms. Alonso. Any opposed? Nope. Thank you.